Hello, we are once again installing products from HRG Off-Road. Today they are ditch light brackets. Well, the brackets are from HRG. The ditch lights will be from Nylite. HRG offers some, but I already have Nylite on this car and I want to stick with that. These are specific for a 97 to 2001 CRV, which we have right here. And the way these work is they go under the hood and allow you to have little lights, kind of similar where a cop would have it, but just in front of the passenger and driver, pointing out into the ditches. That's why they're called ditch lights for all of your off-road needs. So we're going to install these and we're going to wire them up and see how it goes in there. So we're going to take out these two bolts, and then hopefully the whole hood is going to mostly stay in place. And then we're going to put this on here and then reuse the same bolts. These are just 10 millimeter that are kind of painted on. Should be pretty obvious on where to put these back along their adjustment path because of the paint shadows that are going to be left behind. Now this kind of wants to fall, but it's not. And this goes like that. And we'll start our two bolts again. You can see, but it just bolts back on, and the hood can move up and down because these are kind of big holes. So we're going to look at where it was based on like the paint and rust, so that the hood still lines up the way it did before, which would be the case anytime you had to take out the hood. That's not specific to this. So I've installed these on both sides now and made sure that my hood does close correctly. And the magic of these is that you don't have to drill anything in your car, and that this isn't going to hit the windshield. You do have to make sure that the light you put on it doesn't, but we'll get to that. HRG includes these M8 bolts that they say they include these because most pod lights that might go there include bolts that are too long. And that's definitely the case with these Nylites, because this is the equivalent. So we'll be using the Nylite bracket that allows you to rotate like this, and the rest of the Nylite hardware, but we'll be replacing this long screw with the little screw that came with the kit. So I think I just called this a screw, but it's most certainly a bolt. And as you can see, that long one would have hit the hood, and that would be no good. So I'm going to mount it up straight for now, like that, but you have full 360 degrees. You could point it at your own face if you really wanted to. And this is just a 13 mil with a nylon locker. Didn't like that. Both sides, but I need to make sure that when I open the hood, that doesn't hit my windshield. By the way, the parts, I have links. Yep, that looks safe. I have links in the description of all my videos that have links to the parts I install, the tools I use, and many of those are affiliate links, which means I might make like a few pennies on it if you buy it. See, the IRS says that in order to write off all of these expenses, I have to make some amount of money, and that's where those affiliate links come in. So I make a few $100s a year, maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Click on the links. Now before I mount these on the car, I'm going to install these male and female spade connectors so that it'll be easy to wire these up. I also have a spool of red primary wire and black primary wire, and some, I don't know, nylonish kind of a sleeve to protect it and make it look a little more OEM. I've attached ring terminals on the ground and spade terminals on the positive, because I'm going to make a harness for the positive, and the grounds I'm just going to go right onto those brackets on the hinges for the hood. And I like that because then they're gonna go up and down together instead of getting pulled out to the ground. And by the way, I am not sponsored by Nylite or HRG. I pay full price for all these things. And at this point, I'm running out of HRG products to buy because I think I've bought everything they make for the CRV, but we'll see. I've cut this length of wire that's gonna go across the engine bay to connect these two powers together. And then I will have a short wire that goes to my relay distribution block, which we'll talk about later. But first, I need to wrap them in this stuff. This goes across, plugs into that one. This one, which has two wires, will plug into the one on the right, and this will go to my relay box. I'm not in love with the fact that I'm using all the wrong colors here. This would have been better with black, but these are the ones I had. And the show must go on, must install. So I have this kind of loosely bolted on with the included hardware. You can slant it as low as you want. Right now I'm gonna just kind of, I don't know, point it like that. Obviously I'm gonna have to adjust this after I see the pattern in the dark. So right now I'm just gonna put it on there, whatever feels right. Even though it doesn't really feel right, it just feels like I don't know what is right. Both mounted on both sides, and we're grounding right there. And as you can see, this, well, maybe you can't see, but this does not touch, just barely. So that's good. Now we take this harness. We're gonna fish this through where there's already wires running that I will zip tie this to. Because it's wrapped in this black, it's not gonna look all crazy and sketchy, I hope. See, how's that? Gosh, definitely would have preferred if I had black heat shrink, but you know, I can always deal with that later. So on this side, over here, we have this Nylite, which is not mounted yet, but I've installed it weeks ago, relay panel. It has 6 relays in it, and those relays are controlled by this button switch. Button panel, switch panel, buttons. It's a square with buttons on it, you get the idea. So that means that all I have to do is plug in here, and I don't have to wire a new switch into the dash because I already have extra switches. Now I want to use button 2, so I'm going to connect this to position 2. So this should work right now. Okay, so now if I put the keys in, now see, I already even had these windshield lights sticker on there for this very occasion. Oh, and look at that. They work. I'm not in love with is the way this looks because there's too many colors. So I'm gonna get some of that plastic spiral wrap to put around there, but I don't have it right now. So it's not gonna happen right now. But I'm quite happy with the HRG bracket. It's made from the same kind of, seems to be the same material that their Molly panels are made of. I have a couple of those installed in the car and I like them a lot. The Nylite lights, I know them. I've had them for years. I'm running them as fog lights, and I'm running them as like auxiliary reverse lights. It's all dusty because I've been off-road recently, but that's the install. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Watch another video maybe. Check out my other videos on the rest of the HRG lineup for the CRV because I have pretty much everything they make for this car. Thanks.